Good morning, students. We are on the chapter number 4 of part 2, that is Bills of Exchange. In the previous lecture, we have seen the meaning of Bills of Exchange, where we could see that it is an unconditional order in writing which is written or drawn by the creditor, directing a person who is debtor supposed to pay some amount after some time. Friends, so in normal condition, creditors draw a bill on his debtor, but sometime debtor himself give in writing to the creditor promising to pay some amount, whatever it is, after some time. This is called promissory note. So let us begin with the topic. Our topic for today is promissory note, meaning, characteristics, parties and specimen of promissory note. Generally, a creditor draws a bill on his debtor for receiving his dues. Along with the bill, another document is also used for settling the account. This document is known as promissory note. In a promissory note, a person who has to pay amount to another person himself gives a written promise to pay the amount. This means a debtor himself gives a written promise to the creditor to pay the amount. This promise or document is known as promissory note. The definition of promissory note as per Indian Negotiable Instrument Act 1881 is as follows. Promissory note is an instrument in writing containing an unconditional undertaking signed by the drawer to pay a certain sum of money only at a specified time to a certain person or according to his order or to the holder of the instrument. Let us see the characteristics of promissory note. These are some characteristics. In writing, a promissory note must be in writing, so an oral promise cannot be called a promissory note. So this is the common characteristics of both bills of exchange and promissory note, that it should be in writing. Second, certain amount. So yes, this is also a common characteristic, certain amount, that this should contain that promissory note must contain a promise to pay certain amount. Then, definite and clear. The amount shown on the promissory note must be definite and clear. It will be there in both in figures and in words. Right? What else? Promise to pay money only. The promissory note must contain a promise to pay money only, not a product or consideration of money. So promise is always done here to pay money only. Unconditional promise. The promise to pay money made in the promissory note must be unconditional. Drawer signature. The promissory note must be drawn by a definite person and the drawer must put his signature on it. Okay. So here only one signature is needed, and that is a signature of drawer. And drawer, here the drawer is the debtor who has to pay the money to someone. Period and time. The duration of promissory note and the date of making the promissory note must be clearly stated. What else? Revenue stamp. Revenue stamp of the prescribed amount must be affixed on the promissory note, that we know. By jointly, a promissory note can be drawn jointly by the name by more than one person In this case, each person becomes jointly and individually responsible for making the payment. So these were characteristics of promissory note. Let us talk about different parties of promissory note. Different parties of promissory note. There are two parties to a promissory note: drawer or maker of the promissory note. Generally, he is a debtor. Second, payee or the person who is receiving money. Generally, he is creditor or the holder of promissory note on maturity date. Let us see the specimen. This is the specimen of a promissory note. Rupees 12,000. Shop number 21, Akshat Flat, Ahmedabad. I promise to pay rupees 12,000 only to Sanjay Bhai Patel, or as per his order, after 2 months from today for the value received. So friend, clearly it can be seen it is a promise to pay to Sanjay Bhai, and this promise is made by Suresh Patel, and the amount is rupees 12,000. The period is 2 months, so after 2 months he will be paying amount, and date of bill is 21/1/2016, and signature of the drawer who is debtor here, Suresh Patel. Okay friends, also revenue stamp. So from this specimen the following details can be ascertained. Definite person, drawer of the promissory note, and the receiver of the amount must be definite person. In this promissory note, Suresh Patel is a drawer, Sanjay Patel is the receiver. Yes, generally the date on which promissory note is drawn, the same date is to be shown on the note. Here the date of promissory note is 21/1/2016. The amount payable by the maker should be clearly stated, and here it is stated 12,000. The period after which the amount is payable should be clearly shown in the promissory note. In the specimen, the period of promissory note is 2 months. Then signature. It is necessary that promissory note is signed by the maker in order to make the note a legal valid document. In the specimen, Suresh Patel is the maker of the promissory note, so his signature on the note is essential. Friends, without signature the document will not be a legal. So there must be a signature of the drawer here. Revenue step. In order to recognize a promissory note legally, it is necessary to affix a revenue stamp in the proportion of the amount of the note. The document without a revenue stamp cannot be considered legal. So friends, this was all about promissory note. In next lecture we will be learning about the difference between promissory note and bills of exchange. Thank you.